Zimbindaba as the baby mama brigade rallies behind Tobega Majosi, aka Bex, aka Cassper the sex addict's baby mama, after she shared an Instagram post detailing the struggles she single-handedly faced at the hands of her bootylicious baby daddy, Cassper Nyovest. While celebrating her 32nd birthday, Bex reflected on the past 2 years, which have been filled with heart-wrenching memories, including her son's cancer diagnosis, where she was seen going in and out of hospital, tending to her son's needs, while the father of her child, Cassper Nyovest, was gallivanting the grimy streets of Josie with his exes, primary school sweethearts, high school sweethearts, BAPS buddies, female besties, and soulmates. Her post read as follows, and I quote, "This birthday hits differently. The last few years have been something, and looking back now, I'm filled with gratitude. Who would have thought I'd be here, not in pieces, but in peace? My tears turned into laughter. I'm actually in awe of the goodness of God. How am I so deserving of this unconditional love, His covering and grace? Even when I was unfaithful to Him, He remained faithful to me. I've always heard that God is found in certain locations. I just didn't know I'd find Him at my lowest and most broken. At 8 months, my son was diagnosed with cancer. An entirely different world. I lived in an oncology hospital with my son for 2 years while he underwent chemotherapy and life-threatening surgeries. In the depth of fighting cancer, I was hit with a curveball of infidelity. The woman knew me and my son's condition, yet she made it a point to flaunt her relationship with my baby daddy. After I found out about their affair, he ended it with her and attempted to make amends with me. I couldn't trust someone who could hurt me at my lowest and allow another woman to disrespect me, his woman. Considering everything we had been through, it was more of the timing than the infidelity that crippled me. He later married her. I had to stop my life, put aside my own emotions, and show up for my baby. At the time, his health was far more important than my heart. One thing we will do is enjoy the world. Faith and family remedied everything. Both families understood the mandate. Living and loving is what we stand on. I landed at the center of God's hands. He had me exactly where He needed me. I gave my life to Jesus, entered an era of isolation, and He placed me in His secret place. He worked my character, renewed my mind, and restored my heart. The work hasn't stopped. I die to self every day. He continues to mold me as the perfect potter that He is. I'm fully in my Jesus girl era, walking in love and forgiveness. Most days are better than others, yet peace remains. I'm yet to see what God has in store for me. More reason to celebrate life. Today, my son is cancer-free, and it's all glory to God." Unquote. While the son that Cassper shares with Bex was undergoing chemotherapy, Cassper was busy creeping and sticking his totolozi in his female bestie, Pulane. One would think that Pulane would be more compassionate towards another human being whose loved one is fighting cancer, since her own mom is a cancer survivor. But no, ma'am, she said, that ain't got shit to do with me. I came to snatch your man, sis. And that's exactly what she did. Because she ended up graduating from the Mjolo pandemic. And Cassper promoted and crowned her his missus. While Bex, the baby mama, sought solace in Jesus Christ, Cassper Manyobana, like every other abuser and manipulator, sought refuge in religion for damage control purposes. Allegedly, he knew good and well that one Slimanyana day, Siyoshinja is Totobala, and Bex would realize that silence is stupid, not golden. Thus, she would begin to speak up, share her experiences, and shame the devil. That day finally came, and like all abusers and manipulators, instead of taking accountability for his actions, swallowing his pride, and sincerely apologizing for his actions, Cassper was angered by his victim standing up for herself and exposing his evil deeds. He decided to gaslight her by posting the following.
Bona re ka mo Dubai ka mo kapong kintse di auto mfana ka onjesa light takapi bona re easy takapi ori au kotsi mfana ka ke wisa Cape Town unkisa Dubai.
And I quote, "My bro Kapomo has grown so much as a man and as a brand. I'm so happy for him. He took me on this trip to Dubai through his Castle Light partnership, and I won't lie, I needed this just to relax. Tsebaya kimaka," meaning everything else is a lie. Unquote. Making his baby mama come across as crazy and in need of psychological help. The oldest trick in the book. When he realized that the public jury wasn't budging, and gone are the days when men could violate women and giggle about it, his tune changed. He was forced to humble himself and share his side of the story, in which he admitted to being the scum of the earth who is as guilty as charged.
I'm sure you guys are aware of everything that's been going on, and I decided to tell my side of the story. First of all, I'd like to confirm that everything that my baby mama said about me was true. Earlier on this year, I went to a few podcasts, Mpumile Dwaba's podcast, specifically being the first, to kind of try and share the life I was living and the type of mistakes that I did, but also the type of hurt that I caused to a lot of people, including my baby mama. I left out certain details like my son's cancer because I had agreed with her that we wouldn't share that part with the public. And I thought I was honoring her and my son, but maybe it might have come off as me trying to defend myself. So with that being said, I wanted to confirm that as the truth. Might not be the whole truth, but I wanted to take accountability for my part and say that is the truth about the person that I was. It is something I'm not proud of, but it's an important part in my life because that's definitely part of me. It's part of my history, and that's something that I had to grow from, and it's something I had to forgive myself, for. Secondly, I'd like to say, gents, when you make bad decisions in your life, these are the consequences. This is what happens. Not only do you hurt people, but you also don't get to choose how they deal with the pain that you caused them. So I understand the mother of my child coming out and sharing it the way that she shared it, and I hope that it gives her a little peace, because I mean, it's not something that you could just grow from immediately. I also hope that this can be an example to more men to say, yo man, it's time to grow up, change, be accountable and be responsible. With that being said, I'd like to close off, with just saying, I'd like to apologize to the mother of my child. I'd like to apologize to her family. I'd like to apologize to my family and everybody I put in this mess. This is the mess that I've created. And through Jesus Christ, I've been able to forgive myself, rebuild, be accountable, and be a man of honor, be a man of integrity, and give myself a second chance. I still will be sharing more of my testimony as time goes. The truth shall set you free, and I just wanted to say I'm sorry, and hopefully you will find it in you to forgive me one day.
What raised my antennas is how he went from, yeah, my past involves me being ruled by the spirit of Bufebe, but the blood of Jesus cleansed me, so get over it, to, I was a terrible, selfish human being who wronged, betrayed, and disappointed people I should have shown nothing but love, commitment, and support. And I don't get to choose when or where the mother of my child shares how her journey with me affected her, or how she chooses to heal. This goes to show that perpetrators are always fully aware of what they are doing. They turn to God, Jesus, religion, and or ancestors as a means to evade accountability as well as the consequences of their actions. They put up a facade of turning over a new leaf, attribute their evil deeds to spirits, and bank on the silence of their victims. Being called out infuriates them as they realize that they are no longer in control of the narrative. They play dumb. They play the victim card. They mock, ridicule, punish, torture, and torment their victims, and strive to recruit allies so that lies can be spread about the victims. But if the victims are fortunate enough to have more believers than naysayers, perpetrators publicly take a knee. But in private, they bully victims because to them, it's all about, quote unquote, winning and preserving a perfect public image and reputation. Perpetrators also believe that once they've forgiven themselves for wronging you, you ought to forgive them too and get over whatever it is they said or did to you because it's old news to them, even if it haunts you every single day. Sick, I tell you, sick. Now the country is divided, as some view Bex as a bitter baby mama who can't fathom how she wasn't promoted to Mrs. when she sacrificed her womb and gave Cassper an heir. Others are angered by this trend of using Jesus as a shield from being called out for harming others that many, including Cassper, have adopted. Many want to stone both Cassper and Bulane to their demise for putting an innocent woman through such. While others sympathize with Bex, they also advise her to take accountability for the role that she played in her own suffering, as she chose Cassper, flaws and all, and even went as far as giving him a child without him committing to her. She is advised to understand that she was never Casper's wife. Thus, there was never any mistress, as both her and Bulane were mere girlfriends competing for the wife position, and the best woman won. She is also advised to stop playing innocent, as it is alleged that the child is Andile Mpisane's, not Casper's, and there is no smoke without fire. Woo-wee! At the end of the day, most people agree that it is of pivotal importance to marry before carrying and impregnating. And while the baby mama brigade, the miserable divorcees, and the clueless Mjolo gang often try to argue that there's no formula, we all know good and well that there is. Even if at any point the husband becomes irresponsible, deserts you, divorces you, or even dies on you, marriage and the benefits that come with it will protect you and your children. It is incredibly problematic to normalize and promote baby mama culture simply because marriage is a foreign concept to a certain demographic. There are hopeful singles and children who are mimicking the lives led by those who came before them, and it's unfair for them to be led astray. Using scare tactics such as, "You may end up as a married single mom. The divorce rate is high. One day he'll die," to put aspiring wives off is evil, reflects bitterness, and gives mad witchy vibes. Married women and single moms are two completely different groups. Divorcees and widows are also not single moms. They are divorcees and widows. They didn't give up without even trying, and they refused to succumb to degeneracy. Tragedies beyond their control hit them. Stop trying to give words and categories new meanings based on your emotions, failures, and bruised egos. Even if you failed to protect your womb and do right by yourself and your children, don't bleed on those who strive to do right by themselves and future generations, and aspire to contribute positively to society. We, as a people, need to start doing better and prioritizing happy, healthy, and stable nuclear families. Nevertheless, women are human beings before they are anything else, and getting played is damaging. So we do send healing energy to Bex, and may little Simba stay cancer-free.